Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jennifer Hart Connected. I'm so excited for our show today. My name is Jennifer Hart, in case you did not gather that. I love to say that. Cracks me up all the time. I find it very funny. Anyways, it's like I'm the only person here right now, right? So it's just kind of like my humor. And just if you don't know me, let me tell you a little bit about myself. If you're here and you are returning, hello, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Say hi. How's everything going in your world? And if you're new, introduce yourself. I'd love to get to know you better. And I always believe and trust that the universe has landed you here for a reason today. So my name, again, is Jennifer Hart. I am the founder of the Connected Soul Network. I am a connector. I connect people and information together for the purpose of helping people on their path of spirituality, whether you are just awakening or you've been on your path for a while, to the information, the resources, the people, and the events that you need to help guide and support you along the way. And we do this through different avenues in the Connected Soul Network itself. We have a Facebook group that's free to anybody, and a lot of support in there. And then if you want to up level a little bit more and get more support, guided support, and eyes on you and what you're going through on your journey, you can join us in the network, where we have a lot of amazing events and we have so many amazing guides. And we're always accepting new guides as well. If you're a healer, a coach, any type of practitioner, whatever role you might be in. We also need like business support roles like VAs, website design, those kind of things as well in the network. So if you're watching this and you're like, maybe that's me, reach out or check the link in the caption. You can always go to my website. I made these little banners to use and then I forget to use them. So my website has the information about all the events that are coming up in the network and also becoming a member as well. And I want to specifically announce that we have our very first in-person event in the magical Mount Shasta, California. If you are not familiar with Mount Shasta, I personally have not been yet, but I have heard so much about it. That is such an amazing and powerful energy and healing spot and vortex, and also the root chakra of the world. If you're familiar with the chakras, you know that the root chakra is for security, grounding, money. Those are the three things that come to mind, like your financial aspects. So we have a 3.5, or you can call it a 4-day event if you want, planned for you from July 20th to the 23rd. We have a special running where you can become a member of the network and attend the event with us in person. And you can check all of the details out at jenniferhart.com/Mount Shasta 2023. This is really for people who are wanting to reconnect back to nature, reconnect with themselves, with the higher power that they believe in, and other souls who are on the journey. We have a bunch of amazing souls already committed, and we would love to invite you to join us as well. I can make a video for a whole nother day about all the things we're going to do. But if you're on your spiritual path, you need a reset, a rejuvenation, you want to get deeper with yourself, you want to reconnect, you want to meet some new people, you want to experience a freaking magical place and have a bunch of transformation, this is the event for you. Okay, moving on. Now that we have that done, let me tell you about our guide that we have here today, Astra Fox. She is amazing. She's a guide in the Connected Soul Network, and we have an upcoming event that we are going to talk about today. And she's going to be doing something really special at the end, one of her musical mantras. So make sure you stick around. And if you have to leave and come back, there will be a replay available. So Astra Fox is a spiritual life coach who helps her clients break through their blocks and develop the tools they need to discover and pursue their joyful purpose. Astra began her journey of transformation at the age of 20 when she experienced a personal tragedy. She made the choice to allow this tragedy to propel her into a life of spiritual and personal growth to make meaning of the loss. Through her grieving, Astra used songwriting as a way to process her pain. After years of self-healing using her songwriting and spiritual tools, Astra started to channel her transformation into her songs and began writing and performing inspirational folk music. Her new style of music carried themes of joy, life purpose, manifestation, and transformation. This new writing style and mission to uplift people with her music led to her becoming a life coach in 2018 and a spiritual coach in 2020. In 2021, Astra received her ICF ACC and continues to grow her coaching toolkit in a variety of modalities, such as her custom musical mantras, spiritual and creative processes, NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and the work of 𝐰𝐢𝐭𝐡. Astra now blends the gift of her music with her passion for personal and spiritual growth as a spiritual life coach by helping her clients transform their lives and live their joyful purpose. And today we are going to be talking about musical mantras for your mindset. Astra, welcome. So great to have you as always.
Thank you. So happy to be here. Thank you for that beautiful introduction that I wrote.
I love that you keep it real because everyone's like, oh my gosh, that was such a beautiful introduction. And I'm like, it's so funny because I'm like, well, you gave it to me. Of course it's amazing. Like, you know.
Well, you delivered it so beautifully. And it's always cool to hear like, oh yeah, I did that. That's me. I like it. So thank you.
It is. It's so funny. I don't know why I'm blushing about that, but it's like, I think it's hard for a lot of people to write about themselves and to share about themselves. So it's actually a really cool thing, like to be able to sit here and receive it and hear it back and know that this is who you are. This is who you are being in the world. And this is what you want to bring and share with the world also. So it's very powerful.
Thank you. I also recognize that I wrote that quite a while ago because I've been in the membership for a while. And of course it was a bio that I had written for previous things. So I feel like I'm living that work more now than ever. And so it feels even more powerful than when I wrote it initially.
Oh, I love that. What a great reflection. That's so cool. Yeah, it's been at least, I think, 7 months since the network opened, and you joined me right at the beginning as a founding member. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
it's been so fun. We've had a lot of good times and more to come. And maybe one of these days, we've talked about this. We haven't put it into action yet, which I'm glad we waited because the Mount Shasta trip is a lot bigger than I had originally. It just kind of snowballed, right? And we were talking about doing a little Connected Soul Network get together in your neck of the woods, which is in Sebastopol, right? And you're really close to like these amazing mountains and also the beach. And so
the redwoods.
Yeah. Yes. Stay tuned, everybody. Okay. So I always like to talk about how we met. Like I've had you on before, but you never know who's watching. And I always treat it as though everybody's a new viewer. And so Astra and I actually were in the same neuro-linguistic programming, also known as NLP certification class. And we sat by each other and I just instantly loved you because I saw that you had the beautiful curly hair that you have pulled up today. So you can't like see how magnetic and awesome it is. And it's very vibrant purple. And then purple is just like your color, it's crown chakra, right? And it's like, you had all the purple on and I was just like, this is my spiritual friend. Like, I already know, like we're soul sisters here. And as soon as we spoke, I was like, oh yeah, I want to hang out with her. And then we ended up chatting like every day and being in some groups together and stuff. And you're probably, the person, maybe the only person really that I've really kept in touch with. And I'm so grateful for that. So yeah.
I'm honored. I know we connect almost every day pretty much. So it's definitely one of those gifts from that the NLP training experience that I treasure. So yay!
Yes, I love it. And I'm going to have to go back because I did not complete my certification, but Astra did.
I did. And I'm going to the master NLP practitioner training in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
In San Diego. It's 2 weeks long, and I'm going to be learning an emotional release technique and hypnosis. Ooh. So I'm very excited.
That is exciting. I know a lot of people who have trained with Dr. Matt James that we trained with, and yeah, they're amazing. So I'm excited for you. And then it's just another up level in your own life and the clients that you service, and also like your business and those around you. So I love that. All right. So let's talk about today we're going to talk about musical mantras for your mindset. So musical mantras are like your thing. Like, I feel like that's what I know you for. And you are always creating these. You do these for your clients. And then we're going to do an event in the network together that people can come to, whether they're a member or a guest. So we'll talk about that at the end. But tell me, first I want to know, in case people haven't seen your interviews before, like, You talked about in your bio how you kind of started into your personal development journey, but can you just give us a little bit more? Because I always like to hear that, like, catalyst, whether it was a dark night of the soul or, like, what propelled you on your spiritual journey and your personal development journey and got you into coaching eventually.
Thank you. Yes, there was definitely a catalyst. I got married at 18. At the age of 20, he died of a drug overdose. And the day that he died, I considered it a spiritual awakening. We were really struggling in a toxic relationship. He had mental health issues, there was drug use issues. And I saw two paths before me. One of like throwing my life away because I had a really good excuse to. And the other was creating a life of joy and happiness and essentially getting another chance to make my life as amazing as I could because he didn't have the opportunity to. And so I picked the latter path and made it my goal to heal and really make his death not be in vain. And so from that mindset, I was very vocal and proactive about processing what had happened. And one of the things that came about was I really, my songwriting just took off because I was just pouring my grief into these really sad, tragic songs about, our relationship, his death, what I would say to him if I saw him again, the whole relationship I had, the dynamic I had with his family. It was really hard. But I always had this kind of beacon of, I will get through this. I will make this meaningful. And so fast forward several years, that was the catalyst for me to start seeking. And I found a spiritual center. I started going to women's retreats. And I was still kind of singing those old sad songs for many years because I had a story that I only write songs when I'm depressed. I thought that inspiration for a song only came like randomly. I couldn't do it on demand. I thought happy songs were cheesy. And so therefore my brain proved that to be true in my life. And I rarely wrote, especially as I was not depressed anymore. And I was really focusing on the law of attraction and what I was creating. I did discover the music of Karen Drucker at a women's retreat. And she writes what I called at that time affirmation chants. So very simple songs that are just affirmative words that you sing kind of in a chant-like manner to affirm what it is that you want to create. So I was doing that work, but it didn't quite translate to my own songwriting yet until I went to an Abraham Hicks seminar. And I finally got the message that I can create whatever I want. And I went home that day and I wrote my first inspirational song, and then my album poured through. But it wasn't until I learned about life coaching. I had been singing about my album is called The Calling, and it's all about me living my calling as a musician, but also everyone else living their calling, whatever that is that's calling in them. So living your purpose, believing in yourself, sharing your passions. And so I was singing those songs, and then I learned what coaching was. And I was like, wait a second, I don't just have to sing about people following their dreams. I can actually give them the tools to achieve them. That is for me. And so when I did my first coach training in 2019, I knew that I would somehow merge my music, but it wasn't until a couple of years ago I started really diving into mindset and belief work and limiting belief work actually for my own work with my coach, that I realized, oh, these affirmation songs that I've been singing are actually rewriting the neural pathways in my brain. How can I apply what I know as a coach on helping people establish new empowering beliefs, and how can I pair that with music? And I had that crazy vision that maybe I could write my clients' songs, but I was still up against some of that limiting songwriting belief for myself of like, oh, that's a big commitment to tell someone I'm going to write a song for them. That's a lot of pressure. So I started with offering it like as a free session here and there in some groups I was in. I was like, who wants a free musical mantra session? And I found, wow, there's really no pressure because there's no expectation that it's even going to be good. And once I let go of that pressure, that is how the songs come through so easily now, because I don't put a lot of pressure on it. It is what it is. It's a simple song. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a #1 hit. It has to be powerful words paired with an emotion of the melody that make it life-changing.
I would even take it a smidge further. It's also the frequency of your voice and your vibes that are coming out for the listeners who are receiving it. So whether it's your coaching client, you're just a channel of like what they need to receive, right? And so that's why it's very awesome that like you do these customized for your clients. But then you also are able to share them too for others that want to receive them as well. I love that.
Yes. So what's really interesting is I found that sometimes the style of the song that comes through is very not by any conscious effort, but it tends to be directed in a style that the receiver resonates with. So I'll tell you a fun story. I have a client in UK, 50-year-old woman. She's totally tapped in, so creative. I adore her. And I started playing with a looper, a loop station. So it repeats and records and repeats my voice over myself. And it was the first musical mantra that I wrote on the looper. And it's like, love is my frequency. Oh, love is my frequency. I am love. It's like this 3-line layered thing. And it's like super funky and like kind of, I don't know, it's kind of this driving rhythm. And I wrote it and I was like, well, that's really cool, but I don't know if this woman's going to like this. Like maybe I pulled out my guitar. I was like, maybe something on the guitar. I was like, that is not at all going to fit. And so I just decided to trust. I think I even consulted you about this, Jen, where I was like, I don't know, it's really cool, but also I'm afraid she's not going to like it. I decided to just own it. I'm the musician. I'm the artist. This is what came through. It blew her mind how much she said it was so perfect for her with the funkiness. She said it 2 times in her response after hearing it the first time. She said it was exactly what she needed. The style was exactly what she wanted. She was blown away that I even connected to a style of music that resonated with her so strongly. So I do my best to be at that channel and not have the attachments on it. And I think I'm learning that more and more. And that experience just really anchored that for me.
It gives me chills. I love it. And yes, you did. You sent it to me. You sent me the original recording and I was like, I freaking love this song. And then you're like, yeah, but I'm not sure. And I was like, this what came through. Like, just trust that that's what she needs to hear. Send it. And yeah. And you were like, okay, I'm going to own it. And then she freaking loved it. Like, it's such a great song. And it's such a reminder. Like, I daily do my tapping and my oils and my affirmations. Like I trust and believe in myself because there's always so much chatter happening around us, other people's thoughts, beliefs, opinions, and everything else. And then we worry about, I worry about like my people pleasing, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are other people going to think? And it's like, no, like we have like this innate gift. I always do this because I mean, this is like me connecting to my higher self and to the higher power. Yeah, with the chakras and the alignment and the chi, whatever it's called, and whatever you believe. And we trust and believe in ourselves and things will we're all connected. So they all align. Like I just cannot like the connectedness, the signs, the synchronicities. It's like, it just lights me up. So anyways, I got super chills when you shared that. Okay. My others, I had 2 other things. One, do you have an album for the calling that like, if people, cause you mentioned it, like, were interested in it, is like on iTunes or something or anywhere that they could download it or buy it or?
It is on iTunes under my former performing name, which is 𝐂𝐭. I would say just go to my SoundCloud though. Joyfully Astra Fox. You can find it on there. And that's where I've been uploading more of you can find Love is My Frequencies on there. And my other musical mantras, I'm uploading onto SoundCloud. Eventually they'll be on Spotify. Eventually I'll do a musical mantra album, but I'm writing them so fast that it's like, I'm keeping it simple and just throwing them up on SoundCloud. I just want people to experience them, which is why I'm offering the workshop we're going to talk about today is so more people can experience the power of musical mantras for their specific issues that they're wanting to change in their life.
I love that. And we'll get into why they're so important here in a minute. But I had a hit to ask you how you got into music first.
How did I get into music? Well,
Because I think you told me you don't have like the formal training, but you could have fooled me, right? It's like you're just like innate gift, soul gift that you have, you know, and your beautiful, beautiful voice that you have. And yeah, just it all comes together. But I don't know, it was like, ask her how she got into music. And I think the purpose is there's probably someone else out there like you, if I'm right with my story right now, that has these beautiful gifts also, but they're like, well, I don't have any formal training. Like, I'm not like the I'm not good enough story could come up with that, right? Like, I shouldn't do that. Who am I to do that? And so I feel like maybe your story is going to give them a little bit of oomph and power in their step, like that. Oh yeah, no, you have to follow the calling, like your album.
Yes, absolutely. So I was going to say my first performance was the fourth grade talent show. And so I did lots of talent shows. I started doing musical theater when I was 10. I got my first guitar when I was 16. I've been writing songs since before I could play an instrument. I would just sing these little melodies and record them on a tape. I've still got my tapes. I should go back and listen to those. I sang in an a cappella group. I sang in choirs in school, but I don't read music. Even my guitar lessons, I quit and started. I never was really that interested in playing guitar, except I loved Jewel growing up. So I wanted to like be a folk singer. And so, but the guitar was always just a vehicle or a way for me to accompany myself so I could sing. And so I have a lot of experience performing and singing, but I don't have any real formal training. I didn't go to music school. I talked myself out of that. I talked myself out of pursuing a career in music. Which is for the best because I'm so excited the way that my music is coming through now to support people. Yeah, so I have also had a lot of mind chatter. If there's anybody out there who is feeling stuck around maybe comparing themselves to other artists in any capacity, any creative in any capacity, just know that if you have the passion and it's calling you, you're meant to do it. You have everything that you need right now to express that. And the more that you express that, it's just going to give you even more experience and the ability to do it.
I love that. And okay, so I felt compelled to also follow up that Astra has opened up some space in her schedule and she's actually accepting new clients right now. So someone that needed to hear that message. See, I'm also trusting myself. I'm like, I got the hit to tell you in case there was someone on here that like I felt like someone's going to see it and they are a version of you. And now like you really help people to step into that creative purpose and joyful purpose. And yeah, it all worked out just the way it's supposed to. And what if you hadn't listened to that calling? Like you wouldn't be changing people's lives right now. So if that message is for you, there it is. I need a sign that says, here's your sign.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
I'm going to make one of those. We'll talk about more of that at the end too. Okay. So tell me then, how did the musical mantras come about? You kind of touched on it, but you said like I met this lady, something Karen Drucker, and I started making the things, and then yeah. So tell us more.
Yeah. So the first musical mantra, which I didn't coin that term until I started offering these sessions a couple of years ago, the free sessions when I was kind of testing out the process. But the first one that I wrote was driving to work, and it was based on an Abraham Hicks quote where they said, "If we were you, we would just be saying everything is always working out for me." And so I was driving to work singing, "Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out. Everything keeps working out. Everything is working out for me." And I had like a 5-minute, if that, drive to work. And I just used that as my time to like raise my vibration, get into like as much joy frequency as I could. And I would use that song to do that. And if there's anything I was struggling with, I would put that word in there. Money's always working out for me, right? Or my car is up, like whatever it is that I wanted to affirm was working out for me. I'd put that in there. I would walk into work like radiant. It was amazing. So that was the first mantra that I ever wrote. And so I really did start writing them for myself first. And then, as I mentioned before, when I learned about the power of mindset and I learned some coaching tools that really were a very tangible way for transforming mindset and pinpointing specific thoughts, I was like, why couldn't I just support my clients with pinpointing those thoughts and then use their words or that thought as inspiration for a song?
I love that. That's so awesome. And it was divine. Like it was channeled and sent to you to happen exactly that way. I love all your little songs. And then I'm over here like getting my groove on.
Yes.
Okay. And then you moved into coaching and started working on your mindset and also the mindset of the clients and the business that you have. And so tell us about like, what are your thoughts on the power of our mindsets and also the joyful purpose that you help bring to people?
So what I have learned is that the subconscious mind drives 90% of our habits, actions, beliefs, and thoughts. So I think in our NLP training, this really stuck with me that the conscious mind is the goal setter. The subconscious mind is the goal getter. So it is the most powerful to change something if you get it imprinted in your subconscious mind. And what do we know about music? It you get an earworm in your head, it repeats and it repeats and it repeats. That is how you create a subconscious belief, is with repetition. So the mantras make it kind of stupid simple to rewrite your subconscious mind, because music's fun, where most of us are listening to it anyway. So why not be listening to music that is going to empower you and heal you and support your goals versus just the latest Taylor Swift hit. Sorry, Taylor. She's awesome. She's an amazing songwriter.
I was saying she is.
She is.
What I want to add to that of what you were just saying is the subconscious mind is so powerful and they don't teach us this in school. So this comes up on every single interview that I do. And it's so important. And I share it all the time with people that aren't into personal development work. And I'm like, I got it, but now I really get how powerful it is. So like one day I was singing an old 80s song and I don't listen to the radio anymore. I listen to my choice of music because there's always commercials and ads and like all of a sudden two stories. All of a sudden I hella wanted, what did I want? It's something I don't ever eat. Oh, it was a bagel. I don't eat bagels. And I don't rarely eat bagels. And I hella wanted a bagel. I had remembered there was a commercial I heard in the background and it made me want this bagel. Like that is how powerful what we are surrounded with and what we listen to is. The other one was the 80s song. And I was like, why am I singing this 80s song? And I can't remember which one it was, but it's one that I love. I love all music, but I was like, this isn't in my playlist. Haven't heard this. Don't listen to the radio. And one day I walked out, and I don't really watch a lot of TV or I fast forward through the commercials, and my parents do. And I walked out there and I heard the friggin' song on a commercial. So I had never seen the commercial. I sit in my room with my door closed, but I can still faintly hear what's going on out there. And that song must have come on and my brain picked it up. That is how powerful this is up here. And so these musical mantras, like you said, they're so easy to just listen to and to program. Great things are happening for me. Everything's always working out for me because I know to do affirmations and how powerful they are. And I do them, but sometimes my brain takes over and or my emotions take over and I'm in a really negative state. And so they don't feel good. But if I could put on a song and start singing it, like then I'm getting my body into it. Like I'm connecting on a different level, and, singing it is going to even up level it even more. So like taking your songs and singing along with you is going to, then I hear my own voice and I'm reprogramming myself, which is an even more up level, right? So
the other thing I want to mention that I think really sets the musical mantra, what sets them apart versus just speaking affirmations or even just singing one of my musical mantras without having it written for you, which is what I do, or doing it for yourself, which is what we're going to do in my workshop next week, the Musical Mantras for Your Mindset workshop, is that it's not just singing the affirmation. We actually identify the limiting belief. We coach through it. I say poke holes through it, find the flaws in that thinking, and then rewrite it to something more empowering. And when you go through that process, it's much easier to believe, and it's much easier to have an elevated emotion singing the mantra once you've worked through and addressed and created the awareness around the limited thoughts that aren't working.
That is even more powerful. Yes, because it's like so specific to us. I'm really excited for this workshop. I'm always working the back end, so I try to participate as I can. But this one, I'm like, oh no, I'm participating.
You gotta participate in this one.
I want a song. I want my own song. And I'm like, I can't wait to do the process to see what comes up to be rewritten and rewired. So I'm excited about that. Also, the singing piece, it creates frequency and vibration and frequency is healing. And yeah, I have other lives on that. We don't have to get into that because we still have more to cover. So tell me more. Is there anything else you want to add about the power of the mindset and our joyful purpose in life?
I think just that without having an examined mindset or an intentional mindset, for myself, it's been hard to feel like I'm living my purpose, or what I like to say is on purpose. I call it living on default versus living on purpose. And I think when you're living on purpose, you're living your joyful purpose. You're intentional every day. You're making progress towards your goals, your dreams. You're expressing your passions in a way every day that you are really addressing that call that is calling within all of us. When you don't address your mindset, you just get stuck in kind of Groundhog's Day, right? It's just the repetition every day, going through the motions. And we are here to grow. We are here to create. We are here to have new experiences. That is what life is. And so having the right mindset aligned with that it's life-changing.
It's so funny because I was like, it's Groundhog's Day. And then you're like, it's like Groundhog's Day. And if you haven't seen the movie Groundhog's Day, because someone was like, I always explained my spiritual awakening like that. I was living in default on Groundhog's Day, just wake up, go to work, unhappy. Like, what the hell am I doing? Like, there's more to life. And then so I made a bucket list and started doing the items and having fun and getting out of my comfort zone, which eventually led to moving and led to selling all my stuff and traveling around the world, which was crazy. Like, I was not that person at the time. And this little simple bucket list, like, was my spiritual catalyst. And so I was telling someone that, and they're like, what the hell is Groundhog's Day? And I was like, oh my God, you've never seen this movie? I was like, he wakes up, Bill Murray, if you know who he is, he wakes up every day and has the same day over because he's learning a lesson and he has to like change his life. And so until he like changes his life, like the day doesn't move forward.
You know what he did though? What? He changed his mindset.
Oh, I'm going to rewatch it. I need to rewatch it. He changed
his mindset, which then propelled different actions that he was taking.
Ooh, that gave me chills. Yeah. Okay, so watch the movie. I'm gonna go watch it. I want to see where it's streaming at and see if I can watch it again, because I always like talk about it and it'll be in my book. And when I actually get into the details of, you know, my life, I was living Groundhog's Day, I need to explain it. And so, I'm gonna have to watch it again. Super exciting. Okay. Anyways, so tell me about the event that we have coming up. The event date is next Thursday, or it'll be this Thursday by the time this records. This is pre-recorded, by the way, people. Thanks for watching. And if you leave any comments or questions, we will answer them. So Thursday, the 22nd of June at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's called Musical Mantras for Your Mindset. And Astra is going to tell us what we will be doing there. And I'm super excited. Oh, and I will say it's free for members and $15 for guests. And if you can't attend live, there will be a replay available if you register as a guest. Otherwise, for members, the replays are all in the back of the membership. Okay, go ahead.
I am just so excited about this workshop because this is the process that what I will be sharing with everyone is the process that I use with my own clients when I write them their own custom musical mantra. So we'll talk a bit like we did today about the power of what mindset is, the power of the subconscious mind, how music is such a powerful tool for rewriting the subconscious, why it works. Not only that, we'll be singing musical mantras throughout. So that's really fun. Even if you're not musical, this is absolutely a workshop. Well, everyone's welcome. You don't have to have any musical experience at all. It might even be better I have a favorite artist, 𝐂𝐤𝐥𝐿, and she's self-taught. And she has said that sometimes trained musicians respond to some of the things she comes up with. They're like, well, that's not really like the rules of music theory, but she doesn't know the rules, so she could totally break them. So you might have that experience too. So then I'm going to take everyone through. I want everyone to come with a topic that they want, a circumstance in their life that they want to shift. A goal that you have that's, some result that you're not getting, or some result you want to change. So bring a specific topic to the workshop, and then I will take everyone through a really powerful coaching tool and teach you how your thoughts create your reality, specifically around the experience that you have. Then we're going to transform that and shift it into the experience that you want to have, and what you need to be thinking in order to get the result that you want. And then from there, we're going to write musical mantras, and we're going to see what comes through. We're going to tap into our muses, the divine creative energy of the universe, and literal magic will happen.
I can't wait. I have so many topics to bring. So universe, show me which topic is the one that I should write a mantra for. Okay. So I'll bring that. I was like receiving very, very,
not the one.
It's always the one. I'm very much practicing my receiving all the time. Whew. Okay. So it sounds amazing. I can't wait. And so what I was going to say is, if people can't come, they can still register, purchase a ticket, get the replay. But some people might be like, no, I need more help than that. So, and you do have some spaces coming available in your coaching practice that you are accepting new clients, right? I don't want to just say that and then it's not true.
It's true. It's
okay,
true.
that's what I thought. I talk to you every day, so I'm like, I know what's going on. But we're so funny. Tell us about your practice and how you help clients, aside, like you talked about the musical mantras, and what do you help them do overall? And if someone wanted to work with you, how could they do that? And then I know you have the blind spot awareness call too, which sounds super cool.
Yes. Thank you so much. So I am accepting new clients. I am so passionate about supporting people who have a goal, a passion project, or a dream that they want to create, but they're feeling stuck, unmotivated, or unclear on how to move forward with it. So as mentioned before, I love using spiritual tools, NLP. I have a whole toolkit of processes that I like supporting my clients with to help them get out of their own way, essentially, to live the life that they dream about. And one of the ways that I believe people fulfill their purpose is through expressing their passions. So if there's something in you if there's a passion in you that you're feeling like you're not expressing right now, you would be a great fit for my program. And the first step, if this sounds of interest to you, or you just want to get to know me more and see my process, is to book a blind spot awareness session. So this is a 50-minute session on Zoom with me, where we're going to assess many different areas in your life, discover where you're at, where you want to be, what your dream is, and I will help you discover and uncover the blind spots that are keeping you stuck. And then I will make my recommendations, whether that's working with me one-on-one, or one of my other offerings, or someone else I know that might be a better fit for you. We'll get you started on making some changes, and it's just $22.
I love it. That's awesome. And I've heard about some of your blind spot awareness sessions and how people got a lot out of them, and some breakthroughs and takeaways, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I know. I was like, she's being so modest right now. I get that behind the scenes. So I'm like, I'm here to share with the people what you might be holding back from sharing for yourself.
Yeah. And if it wasn't clear, each of my clients that does work with me one-on-one does receive their own custom musical mantra. And so, not that the mantra that we're going to be creating in the class this coming week is not powerful, but I will say there's something pretty magical about me taking the whole inspiration of the whole coaching session that we do around your mantra. I use your words, I bring in my own words, I just channel it all from source. And then you get a professional recording and of me singing it. The whole intention is for you to learn it and be able to sing it on your own. but I feel like that's a pretty priceless gift that I offer my clients. And it's an amazing co-creative experience for both of us.
It is. And what I want to also distinguish between writing your own is super awesome and very powerful. But the difference of having someone else write one for you is that, you know, your call is the blind spot awareness. It's like we have our lens that we're always wearing of our own thoughts, emotions, beliefs. And sometimes when someone else can step out and they can see these blind spots that we have. So when you have this song come through, you are a clear channel, whereas if I'm writing my own song, I might question things, doubt things, bring in some limited beliefs, and you would be able to, you know, with the connection to the higher power, just be this channel of none of this baggage is in there. So that's what came through for me. Like I was thinking,
point.
Yeah.
One of the things that is my job as a coach is to hold the belief for my client before they might fully believe it for themselves. Right. So I hold that space for my clients to live in that world of possibility. And the same is true when I write their mantra.
I love that. I heard an exact quote just like that in a Hallmark movie. I love Hallmark movies. I always when I find a Hallmark movie to watch and I record them, I always watch them at the perfect time and they always have a message for me. And I'm just like, oh, and that was one of the things that one of the quotes that said, the lady had told the guy, like, I'll hold that dream for you until you are able to hold it for yourself. And I was just like, oh my God, it's so good.
That's what I do.
Yes. And that's so special and so important. And I love that. Okay. So I think we covered everything and we're going to end this with a musical mantra. Is there anything else you want to add first?
I'm just so excited to offer this process, and I just invite you, if you're on the fence at all, I invite you to lean into your edges, your growing edge, show up, just be open to receive, and I promise you will have a transformation.
I love it. I can't wait, personally. I'm going to record my song and put it on my own iTunes, like just on my own personal computer iTunes, yes. Like not like publish it.
Well, that's a really great point. Hearing your own voice singing it back, is really powerful.
Yes, so powerful.
Yeah.
And I want to make a this is so funny, but I want to make like a subliminal, like take all of these different things that I have over the years from healings and stuff like that and put them subliminally into some music so that I just listen to the music and then I have the subliminal messages. Because a lot of it's my voice saying affirmations or like singing this musical mantra we're going to make. So I'm excited. One of my creative projects that's coming up. I'll keep you all posted. Okay. Let's
that one.
What'd you say?
I want to collaborate with you on that one.
Yeah, we can make it a class in the network.
Right.
I'm like, well, we'll need Chris to lead it because I have no idea how to do that.
So I just wanted to share, this is one of the first musical mantras that I wrote when I was offering this as a free session, when I was really testing out the process before I wanted to start charging people for it. And just to give you some perspective, her empowered belief that she established in the session that we uncovered was, I am a magnet. I attract love, peace, and abundance. And then the other part was what I channeled in based on everything that we talked about in the session. So this is how I just want to give you like a little behind the scenes of how this song came together. It's called I'm a Magnet. I am a magnet. I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am a magnet. I attract love, peace, and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now. I am a magnet, I attract the peace and abundance. I am a magnet, I attract the peace and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now. I
Oh, I love it. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, let that get stuck in your head. See what happens.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I will say too. So I know Astra personally, and I talk to her like every day, like we've said, and like you're just joy all the time. Like you are always just so like I can just feel the vibration of love and joy and peace in your heart. Sounds so cheesy, but I'm, and it's really true. Like there you're always just that vibration that you want. And I'm sure that it's not always that way, right? Because we have the polarity of emotions and things we're going through and growth and that kind of stuff. So it's not toxic positivity. But I'm just saying that I feel like you really embody and practice like what you are helping others with. So I just want to say that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it is a practice, and musical mantras are one of my tools.
Yeah, and that's where I think like you are always singing and doing the musical mantras that it really reflects in like how you show up in daily life. So look at right now, you're just like beaming smiles, and so
sing that song and don't beam and smile. I mean, it's so fun. So
right.
We'll do more of them all together in the workshop. So I look forward to seeing you all there.
Yes, I'm excited about that. Oh, and if you want to register to come, just go to jenniferhart.com. You can pick upcoming events in the tiles, and then from the upcoming events page, the registration will be on there. It is called The Musical Mantras for Your Mindset by Astra Fox with guide Astra Fox. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in today. Astra, anything else before we sign off?
No, I'm just excited to support everyone in pursuing and achieving their dreams. No big deal.
No big deal. It really isn't though. Like when you have that calling, it totally just, I don't know, for me, it's like my guiding light and my guiding force and how I identified it. And it could be different for everybody, but it's that one thing or multiple things that you continuously think about. And if you think about it a lot, there's something there. And I invite you to explore it and be curious and just go for it, because we only have one life and you don't want to come back to the end of your life and be like, gosh, like I always ask myself, like, would I regret this if I don't do it? And then that helps me to push through any resistance that I'm coming up against. Cause I hate going, gosh, I should have just did this. Like how many times have I did that to myself? And so I flip that around and I try to use the bucket list mentality of just like, okay, who knows when life's going to end? Like, let's just do those things. So follow your dreams. That is the moral of the story. Long story long.
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams. All right, everyone. Have an amazing day. We will see you soon.